Hey guys, Pastor Chad. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Hey, listen, we're getting ready to have some Throwdown Church. This is going to be a firecracker service. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those services that you're not going to want to miss. So I don't care if you're sleeping right now. You need to get up, throw some jogging pants on, put your hair in a ponytail, and get up here to Gracelife today. I'm not even sure that we're going to do like Facebook Live. Kyle, we doing Facebook Live?
Well, we are, but
change. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, I think I'm just looking for God just to mess up all of our plans and just like take Facebook Live completely out. And why do I say that? Because I was telling folks the other night, and I think Facebook Live is good for this, right? But I'm not so sure that Facebook Live is good for church services.
Yeah.
Kyle, I was watching the Mayfield game the other night. By the way, Mayfield had a tornado like last year. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
I remember that.
So Mayfield had a tornado, and this year the Mayfield High School football team is going to state, man. They're playing for the state championship. I love a good comeback story.
Oh, yeah.
I love it when you see somebody that's been knocked down, but man, they're not knocked out, and they get back up and they come back for some more. It's kind of like that Life's a Dance song by John Michael Montgomery. But anyway, I was watching that game, and my wife was wanting to watch a movie. And somebody in this room recommended a movie for us to watch, and it was the worst movie of all time, okay? So I'm sitting there watching the game on my phone, trying to watch the movie, be a good husband, so my wife won't get mad. And I was into the game, man. I'm talking Lexington Christian Academy. They're big boys.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they're one of the best football teams in the state, right? I mean, matter of fact, Mayfield played them in a state championship game back a few years ago. And man, now I'm telling you, LCA just kind of mopped the floor with us.
Yeah.
And so for them to be playing at War Memorial Stadium on the day after Thanksgiving, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's big time. And so Jason Burkeen and my buddy Brad Morris, he's a pastor over at First Assembly, they're commentators. And they make it funnier because they're not real commentators.
Yeah, right.
But they're trying to be real commentators. Right. And I can say that because I'm friends with them. But my family laughs at them while they're commentating on the game. And the game kept going in and out. And I kept wanting to see the scoreboard, right?
Yeah.
I kept wanting to see it. You said, Chad, listen, we got to wrap this up, man. You're going to tell a story all day. The point is, I couldn't feel what everybody else was feeling. I mean, I didn't have a bag of popcorn, right? I didn't have a bag of popcorn to be able to eat and drinking a sun drop or whatever. I couldn't feel that cold, crisp air. Right. By the way, people will go sit in the cold, crisp air at a football game, but they use it as an excuse not to come to church, right? Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something else they use an excuse. Rain.
Yeah.
Rain. And guess what? It rained on the parade. It did. It rained on Mayfield's parade last night,
yeah,
and they still had a ton of people up there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so like I hear excuses for people not going to church. Listen to me. I'm not just saying that for Gracelife. I'm saying that for any church. I don't care what church you go to. Listen, don't let any excuses stand in the way from doing what God would have you to do, and that's to be in person worshiping. I'm going to tell you right now, our country needs a major move of God. And that's going to start with repentance. That's going to start with getting right with God. That's going to start with people actually showing up with a commitment in their heart. And I've always said that if Jesus can do what he did for us, then surely to goodness we can live for him. And as I was sitting there, I was telling Leanne, I said the video kept cutting in and out. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't their fault. It's just technology, right? Technology does that. And so I'm like, man, listen, but if I was at the game, I wouldn't have missed any of it. And I wouldn't have to wait for the videographer to pan over to the scoreboard. I didn't know what the score was for a while. Listen, it's about like being in God's house. Listen, there's no atmosphere like being in God's house. And I'm going to tell you this. Today is going to be one of those wow moments. I'm going to tell you there's going to be a climactic end to this service that people are going to be talking about for years to come. I can promise you that. It's going to be fantabulous. I just made that word up. Fantabulous. I'm a little pumped up this morning if you can't tell. So, hey, listen, I guess I got to tell you kind of what's going on in and around Gracelife. It'll be real quick. One, we've got a Chairs for Change campaign, or we could say Change for Chairs. That's interchangeable, right? And so basically they're $80 a piece, the chairs that we're putting in our new facility at 915 Paducah Road.
Yeah.
By the way, don't say anything. Kyle doesn't think we'll be in there by then, but our first service is going to be February the 19th. That's our 3-year anniversary service. I told them, I don't care if I'm going to preach on top of a pickle bucket. We're going to have our first service in there February the 19th. And we'd like to have some chairs, right? And so what we've done as a family is we not only purchased our chairs for myself, Leanne, Kennedy, and Kylie, but we bought 4 more chairs for another family that we're praying for that will fill those chairs. And when they fill those chairs, we're praying that Jesus fills them up with His love and His grace and His mercy, and their lives are completely forever changed. So if you want to be a part of that, you can give online. And this is above and beyond your tithe, by the way, okay? Above and beyond. We don't want you taking your tithe money and doing it for chairs for change or change for chairs or whatever. We want you to give above and beyond, okay? It's a faith gift. And we're going to be appreciative. Matter of fact, I think the deadline for that is like December the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's right. So be sure to check that out. If you want to go online, I think there's a drop-down tab on the giving page.
You give what you want.
Well, I think it's a special offering.
Yeah.
And I think it says chairs for change or chairs or something like that. So you can give to that. Hey, one other thing real quick is Celebrate Recovery every Sunday night at 6:30. Listen, they meet right here at the former Mid-Continent University location, which is where we have Sunday morning services currently for the next few weeks. Okay? And so I'm going to tell you, that is a big deal. Ryan and Bridget Coleman, Kyle, they knock it out of the park. They put their whole heart into that program, and it's not just a program. I mean, it's a life change, and it's actually where people come in, share their hurts, hang-ups, habits, all that sort of thing. It's not just for people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol. It could be a plethora of things that people are struggling with, and they come and they share their hearts. And I'm going to tell you, I've heard some success stories out of that have been nothing short of a God thing. So I want to encourage you to be part of Celebrate Recovery, okay? Sunday nights here. Matter of fact, I think they even use this room we're in right now.
Yeah, right outside, yeah.
Yeah, I think they do this, and then some outside. The men and women split up, and they do the groups and all that. Yeah. One other thing, okay? And listen, there's all kinds of stuff in this bulletin, okay? You can check that out. As a matter of fact, I think we do online announcements. We put all those on there. Yeah. We do this Good Morning Gracelife every Sunday morning when the things work right. You know, I'm talking about camera and computers and all that good stuff. But I want to give you, just as I kind of sign off here, 3 ways for you to be faithful in your giving, okay? If there's ever a time we need a people of God to be faithful, it's right now, okay? So you can give by cash or check when you're in person in the offering bucket, okay? That's cool. You can give by texting to give, and you can take out your phone and text the word grace followed by an amount to the number 77296, or you can go online and you can give, sign up for reoccurring giving, which is what we want everybody to do if you can, because it's safe, man. I'm talking safe. It's easy peasy, simple, and it's secure. So you don't have to worry about anybody compromising your information. They've got all these different layers of protection and all that stuff, and they'll take care of you. You say, where do you do that at? You can go. Matter of fact, we probably ought to put the link below this video, like the link to the giving page. So after this video's done, somebody can just upload that giving link. You can click on it, and you can do the drop-down buttons. It's real simple. Matter of fact, if they don't do it and they forget, which is possible, but if they don't, then you can always go to our website, www.mygracelife.church. No .com, no .org, no .net. .net, that hadn't been around in a while, has it? No, that's, you know, whatever. But it's .church, C-H-U-R-C-H, okay? Hey, I went to Simpsonia, I can spell. And so I want you to know that's the website. You go on the website, go to the give page, and go down to the give online, and you can sign up. And listen, we appreciate your faithfulness. If it wasn't for the faithfulness of the people, Kyle, I'm just telling you, I feel like we're like a late night with
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
you know how he kind of like talks to the other guy?
Yes.
I think you're that other guy today.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that guy do? Is he an announcer?
He's the producer.
He's a producer.
Yes.
Producer.
And that's who I am.
I guess that's who Kyle is. So I'm kind of doing the Tonight Show type thing with Kyle here. But what I was saying is that I really believe that it's the faithfulness of the people. I mean, who would have ever thought in 3 years? In 3 years, man, going through a pandemic, going through another round of the pandemic, going through a third round of the pandemic, going through tragedies that we experienced in our community, and then going through a tornado that destroyed our ministry center where we did 95% of our ministry. I love that place.
Right.
I mean, it had some patina to it. It was phenomenal. And man, I miss our place up on the court square.
I do too.
But I'm thankful that God gives us a future, right? He gives us a new hope. He tells us to look forward, not to look back, right? And to think that we've been through all of that, and to know that we've got 8 acres of property right in the city limits of Mayfield at the busiest intersection in Mayfield, and we're renovating a facility that's going to seat somewhere around 400 people.
Right.
I mean, wow, man, I am pumped up and excited, and it's because of the faithfulness of God working through you guys. And we want to say thank you. Matter of fact, that's what the service is about today. As we get ready to wind this down, it's all about being thankful. I try to come up with a catchy title, and my titles are cheesy, right? But I titled it just for me, all about that grace. Because I'm telling you, the grace that we have is something that we need to be thankful for, right? And my points today, if you want to hear the points, so listen, you got to get here for the message, all right? But because the points don't make sense without the message. But the first one is gratitude is the only way in, and it's the only way out. We're supposed to enter into His presence with gratitude, with thankfulness, right? And that's the only way we can get out of certain things. If you're going through heartache or hardships, or you've got some burden in your life, sometimes you just got to praise your way out of it. I'm referencing Paul and Silas when they were locked up in Caesarea Philippi. And so that's point number one. Point number two is gratitude. Okay? Gratitude is never silent. It's never silent. And it's never kept within you. Gratitude is always expressed outwardly, and it's always something that you should tell somebody else about, because if you're not thankful, then maybe you won't get any more blessings. The third point is, which I'm dealing with next week, is gratitude ends where our sense of entitlement begins. Or you could say it backwards. Listen, where our sense of entitlement ends, gratitude begins. And then the last one is grateful people can create a blessing. Grateful people can almost like enhance a blessing in whatever situation. And so that's what we're talking about. And at the end of the service, man, listen, we're ending with a bang. We're going to be celebratory. We're going to lift the roof off this place, and we're going to let everybody know that we're thankful for what Jesus has done in our lives. Who's ready, man? Who's pumped up? Who's ready to roll? I am. I hope you are. I can't wait to see you. Let's go.